Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with two Steven Universe animatics. Both of these are donation rewards for Sweet Venom. And we have You'll Be Back by Preposterous Miss Bradley and Meant to Be Yours by Hattery. So these are both Steven Universe animatics, but they're also both based on songs from musicals. So it's going to be animatics to these songs. You'll Be Back is from Hamilton. It's one of the songs that King George sings. It's George, right? Crap. Am I right on the King? The King sings. Now I'm questioning if it's King George or not. But it's one of the songs that the King sings, and is known for being very flamboyant and funny and whatnot. Compared to a lot of the music, which, yeah, there's a lot that can be funny, but a lot of it can also be very serious and informative. And Meant to Be Yours is from Heathers, the musical. It even says right in the title here that it is a Steven Universe slash Heathers animatic. I don't really know most of the songs from the Heathers musical. I only know like Candy Shop and all. Um, and I think I heard maybe one or two others, but yeah, so that one's going to be a little more blind to me. But it's going to be interesting to see what these are going to be like, to see exactly what we're going to get, and hopefully I enjoy them both. I mean, I can't say for sure, don't know, but we'll see. So we're just going to get into this, hope for the best, and see what this or these animatics have in store. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the animatics. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, let's talk about these in order. So, You'll Be Back. I have some kind of differing thoughts on both of these animatics. This first one just kind of makes me sad for how Steven Universe ended, and makes me wish that White Diamond was actually a character like this, because White Diamond had a lot of potential, but just ended up not really being that great. And in the end, the fact that she was swayed as easily and quickly as she was, the fact that she was redeemed at all is just not good. But again, I'm not going to get into an entire rant about that here. I'm not going to like ramble on about that because I could do that for a while. And to be honest, I don't care enough at this point. If I'm just being completely honest here. But yeah, it is just sad, and I wish that White Diamond had been someone more like this. Um, but unfortunately, she wasn't. The animatic was good. There's not really much to talk about with like the art and animation. I mean, it looked like Steven Universe enough. White Diamond was more expressive than in the actual show. There's that, you could say. But yeah, not really much to talk about that. It was good. It was well made. Like the visuals fit the song, I guess. But I just wish it, like, again, it's purely a me thing. It's purely just wishing that the character was actually fitting to this. Um, and then you had Meant to Be Yours from the Heathers, the musical, with an alternate universe, Human, Rose, and Pearl. With Rose kind of taking a yandere vibe with JD's role, or Pearl taking yandere vibe with JD's role, and Rose being Veronica, kind of hiding and presumably committing. So I assume that's when she faked it in the movie and everything. I assume that's like when that happened, because Veronica survived in the end of the movie. And I assume she would in the musical too, considering she's the main character. Um, the thing with this one, the different view I have with this one, well, with the first, it makes me more sad because I wish that White Diamond was more like that. This one just kind of like amuses me because it doesn't really fit at all with anything. Like it's obviously meant to be an AU thing, and it's like I've never really understood those. Like with any kind of series, I've seen a lot of people like do that kind of stuff, like alternate universe art for different characters and whatnot. I've never understood the appeal behind that. It's like, what's the point in thinking about like what the characters would be like in an alternate universe? If there ends up being some kind of canon thing to that, fine. But what's the point in thinking about it? Because it's like you're just basically creating OCs. An alternate universe version of Pearl is not Pearl. It's just an OC. And it's just like, and I've never been huge with the OC bandwagon either. Like, I've created OCs, but mostly, like, for shows, like, that I would react to and stuff, like for MLP and whatnot. And I would use them to some degree in imaging and whatnot, but it's like I've never understood the entire like obsessive culture with that. It's just not been my thing, and that's fine. I have no problem with other people being into it. I've just never understood it myself. So the idea of seeing Pearl here in like that role as JD as a yandere, it's just like I'm just like not into it at all. I'm not like understanding the appeal here. And seeing Rose as like scared and timid and shivering and whatnot is like just I don't get it. Also, again, like JD in this seems a lot more aggressive and kind of like more standard crazy than the quiet crazy he was in the movie. And it kind of makes me think about how in the Candy Shop song, in that song alone, the Heathers are actually a lot like worse than they are in the entirety of the actual 80s movie. And the 80s movie was the original. So it's like, because I made a point of that in the actual reaction to Heathers, that the Heathers, especially the main one, oh God, what is her last name? I can't think of it right now. But like, all I had known about Heathers prior to that was from the animatics from like the musical and stuff with the song Candy Shop, and it's like I thought they were going to be like terrible, like mean girl bitches, and I watched the movie and it's like they're not that bad at all. They're a little rude, but only barely. Like honestly, they seem very normal. I thought they were going to be like really like terrible people, but they really weren't. And honestly, like, it never justified the idea of the entire murder plot that the movie kind of centers around. Nothing about that was ever justified. None of the hatred towards Heather Chandler, that her last name's Chandler, by the way. I just remembered it. It never justified any of the intense hatred that Veronica had for her. But if this song and, you know, Candy Shop and all are to go by, the musical like actually justifies shit with that, with JD and with Heather Chandler and just the Heathers in general, I guess, because they are again a lot meaner in the Candy Shop song than they are in the entirety of the 80s movie. And JD in this song is a lot more insane, like actually insane, rather than just like a slow burn sociopath than in the 80s movie. Like, he seems a lot more aggro about it. While in the 80s movie with him being played by Christian Slater, he was a lot more calm about it, I guess you could say. Like he never came across as crazy. Just sociopathic. So it's a very different portrayal, and I think that partially threw me off, but also the alternate universe thing threw me off. And it's like I think I was just thrown off. um, like the other one though, it was well drawn and animated and everything. I had no issue with that. It's just the alternate universe thing I don't get, and the entire thing with like with the aggression like being put on like Pearl and stuff. It's like and then with the first one again, it's like I just don't feel like it fit really as well as it could have. But that's more of an issue with the show, with how it portrayed and redeemed White Diamond. So yeah, it's like I didn't dislike these by any means. They were fun enough to watch. But I wasn't like insanely impressed or very into them. I probably wouldn't watch these again. But I have no regrets for watching them this time, and I enjoyed seeing them. Definitely support the channels and the artists who made these. But yeah, for now, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours down in the comments below. And yeah, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.